Out of the original Big Four railway companies, 2 of the 4 operated Pullman services. The SR operated some of the most famous and luxurious Pullman trains in England, the Kentish Belle, Brighton Belle, Devon Belle, and the most famous of them all, the Golden Arrow. Running from London Victoria straight to Dover and return, this Pullman train connected Britain's capital to Calais and Paris. This Pullman Express has operated from its introduction in 1926 all the way into BR days, keeping to its strict 98-minute timetable. Traditionally, engines allocated to Stewart's Lane Depot in London would work the famous train to Dover. Bulleid Battle of Britain's, West Countries, Merchant Navies, Monsell Lord Nelsons, and even BR Standard 7s would power the express to and from London. The previous year, 92 Squadron had helped haul the Golden Arrow as some merchant navies were undergoing inspection. With upgrades being done to the London to Brighton line, the Southern region decided to reroute the Golden Arrow via the Pine and Warrborough to Chatham, with a special stop being made at Warrborough Central. A trial run was scheduled and BR approved the date. In mid-February, Mr. Waterman arrived at the sheds after speaking with an official from the Southern region about the trial run.
Engines. The BR Board of Directors in the Southern region have approved the trial run of the Golden Arrow, which shall change engines here at Warrborough. Southern region motive power shall be allocated here for and after the trial run if all goes to plan.
92 Squadron was excited. It meant he could see more of his brothers and sisters again.
92 Squadron.
Yes, sir?
You shall be on the roster of locomotives that will haul the trial run.
Oh, thank you, sir.
In the span of 3 days, Bulleid and Monsell locomotives were relocated to Warrborough sheds. For the first leg of the journey from London to Warrborough, Lord Nelson 460s or a Light Pacific would bring the famous train into Warrborough Central, and would be swapped for another engine such as another Light Pacific or a Merchant Navy. Bruce quickly fitted the headboard and brute disc to the new engine and waited to move off to the sheds. On the morning of February the 12th, 92 Squadron was being cleaned and polished by his crew and a few yard workers. It was now his day for the trial run, and naturally, he was ecstatic about it.
At last, the Golden Arrow is mine!
Oliver backed down next to his friend. Don't get too carried away, my friend. You don't want to cause a mishap now, do you?
I know, I won't, Oliver.
The J-15 watched as 92 Squadron moved away to the station. The Battle of Britain Pacific reversed onto one of the runaround roads in the station, waiting eagerly for the service to arrive. But after only 3 minutes of waiting, 92 Squadron was losing his patience.
Come on. Where is that train? I need to leave soon or we'll miss our path.
Calm down, lad. The service isn't due for another 2 minutes. To 92 Squadron, 2 minutes seemed to be 2 hours. Finally, Toll Valley, one of 92 Squadron's sisters, rolled into view. She gently came to a stop on the platform.
And just where in the name of Bulleid have you been?
Sorry, we had a little problem fixing the headboards, so we put it in the brake coach. And I had a little trouble starting from Victoria. I couldn't grip the rails.
How? You were rebuilt. How could you possibly slip?
Clansline's chain's oil bath was leaking, and some got in the rails.
Whatever, just give me the headboard.
92 Squadron steamed forward and backed down onto the train, bumping the coaches as he did.
Hey, be careful!
92 Squadron didn't say anything, as his crew fitted the headboard and discs. When the guard blew his whistle, 92 Squadron gave a long blast of his hooter and set off, wheels slipping furiously. That evening, 92 Squadron returned to the sheds. Oliver was waiting for the Bulleid Pacific.
Evening, Oliver.
Evening.
How was your day?
Better than yours, I can say that.
What do you mean?
We had a complaint from the Dover Harbour station master. A passenger on the Golden Arrow claimed that during the changing of engines here, the coaches were bumped so roughly that her wine was knocked over and ruined her dress. 92 Squadron looked guilty. What did I tell you earlier, 92 Squadron?
I know. I'm sorry.
It's alright, my friend. Mr. Waterman has requested that you repeat the trial run tomorrow. I trust he will do better this time.
I will, Oliver.
Good, Engine. Now, get some sleep. You need your rest. The next morning, 92 Squadron was being steamed up. He had requested not to be cleaned and polished for this run. He was still filthy from his journey the previous day. Patiently, the Light Pacific waited for the service to arrive. Soon, Tall Valley pulled into view. As she passed, 92 Squadron said something to his sister.
Sorry about yesterday. I got a little carried away.
It's alright. I got a little excited when I heard I was going to haul the Golden Arrow too.
With 2 minutes before departure, 92 Squadron simmered at the head of the Golden Arrow, with the headboard and root disc fitted. Soon, he heard footsteps next to his cab, then next to his casing.
Excuse me?
The Battle of Britain Pacific looked to his right and saw a young woman in her 30s.
Yes, miss?
My name is Mrs. Treston. Rosemary Treston.
Oh, I presume you were the passenger who complained to Dover Station Master.
I am, yes.
I would like to apologise for ruining your dress the other day, miss.
No harm done, dear. I had another dress in my cabin.
92 Squadron smiled and waited to depart. '92 Squadron arrived in Dover right on time and was allowed to bring the Golden Arrow back to London. The Light Pacific returned light to Warrborough. Quietly and carefully, 92 Squadron backed into his shed road. He had learned a great lesson of patience and humility.